You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
Dear black people, yeah, culture, right? Stop. Well, I would ask that you stop using this term. Yeah, it's in our culture, or it's a part of our culture, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because to the people hearing it, yeah, it sounds like it's something that we do, yeah? And for a lot of the time when I hear this term, it's a part of our culture, there's always something negative that follows behind, right? So in the sense that you could be talking about drill music, grime music, or you could be talking about knife crime or bad behavior or something like that. And when you're saying, and some people who are certain influencers and out there, yeah, they come up with it, they inadvertently say this phrase, it's a part of our culture, yeah, when they're referring to what I would call a scene, right? So I would like to just give you a definition of culture. And it says here, according to this, the arts and manifestations of human intellect achievement regarded collectively, the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society, right? And then there's another definition that's got to do with science. And then my last definition is culture is a total way of life or particular groups. Culture is the total way of life of particular groups of people. It includes everything that that group thinks, says, does, and makes up, right? So when we talk about, so when you say the word culture or when you use the word culture in context, yeah, what it does is kind of implies the actions of me. It implies that everyone within that group does the same thing, either naturally or instinctively, or it's just something, or traditionally, it's something they do, right? And what I don't like is the fact that for us as black people, yeah, this whole, it's a part of our culture, has become kind of like synonymous with bad shit, yeah? And no other group does that, yeah? You don't hear Muslims who have been accused of being grooming gang people saying that is a part of their culture. You'll never hear the white folks talking about pedophilia or the Catholic Church, Catholic whatever, referring to those who commit those horrific crimes, saying that it's a part of their culture, yeah? So when we talk about knife crime or you talk about drugs and whatever and bad shit that we know is out there, stop saying that it's a part of our culture as if it's something that all black people naturally do, because it's not. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that when you say that, yeah, what you're kind of really referring to is a part of the scene, right? And I understand that it's a matter of, well, look, you have some kids that are either grown up, we have some people that are not just kids, but people who are grown up in bad situations and they're looking for a way out, yeah? And they want to, you know, they're doing their best to try and find a passage or a different way of life. And you know what, making music or whatever it is they're doing is what the goal is, but sometimes you have to, you know, get your fingers and get your hand a little bit dirty in order to achieve the finances to do that. I understand that, that's totally fine, yeah? I get that. Right, but to imply that that is, what I could say, that has to be the only method or the only standard in which you can achieve greatness by, and by saying that it's a part of the culture, it's what we do in it, it's what we have to do in it. Nah, because not everyone's like that. It's not a part of the group as a collective. Bus drivers, teachers, nurses, myself, yeah, I'm sure there are a bag of other different people, black people in different professions who don't agree or don't think that, you know, being a criminal, let's say what it is, being a criminal is something that we have to adhere to or be seen to be, that's the only way out, or that's the only option you can have in order to be successful, in which you have to be a criminal first, then become successful after. Yeah, and like I said before, no other group would ever do that. Yeah, so we need to stop doing that. The alternative I do have, yeah, is that you could say that it's an unfortunate part of a scene. Now that can wash with me, and that's just my opinion. Yeah, to say something that is, you know, in in a situation where someone had to or is going to or maybe had no other choice to do something a bit dodgy or whatever, yeah, or they're a part of a music scene where, you know, these things are happening, yeah, okay, you can say, I would give a slide and say it was a part of that scene, that's what them over there did, yeah, and we can hold them accountable for it, yeah, and that's cool. But like I said, to say that it's a part of the culture, what you're doing, in my opinion, is labeling everybody with the same shit. Yeah, and what that does is for other groups outside, it kind of confirms what they might have already thought about you or what they want to say about you. So if they want to say that, oh yeah, well, you know what, just like when you talk about knife crime, yeah, you can, you go on any interview on the GM. Good Morning Britain when you had Ocala on there and stuff, yeah, talking about, well, no, you're not right. It's not something that all black people do, yeah. Unfortunately, there are one or two bad lads out there who have got themselves into a little bit of mischievous naughtiness and shit, yeah. But it's not something that every black person. My mother don't do it. My grandma never did it. You know what I mean? And he broke it down beautifully, right? And it's a bit of a late one to be, and I had to have this rant because I just wanted to get it out of my head or off my chest. While it was still fresh in my head, because I know if I did it tomorrow, I'd forget about half the things I wanted to talk about, or you know what I mean. I probably wouldn't mind. It probably would have sounded more professional though, still. But I wanted to say it while I felt hot about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say really. And that is it. Look, for all the influencers out there, yeah, and for all the other black podcasters and so forth and so on, yeah. All I'm asking is just stop using that term, it's a part of our culture or it's a part of the culture, when referring to anything that happens to be negative. Because like I says, all you're doing is stigmatizing ourselves or yourself. I'm out. Peace.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.